Okay, so my name is Matthew Nure, and I'm going to read one chapter of Genesis, and basically my channel is going to basically go through one chapter a day within Genesis, and it's going to go through one chapter a day with every single book. And as you follow me, you can take a look on every single day what I'm doing, except for Sundays, because that is the Holy Sabbath day. But for right now, we're going to start off with Genesis chapter 1, and then we're going to talk about it and review about it and really have a chance to talk about it, okay? And if you have any questions, leave comments below, and remember to subscribe to my channel. So, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was waste and void. Darkness covered the abyss, and the Spirit of God was stirring above the waters. And what that basically means is like in the beginning, like there was only darkness. And God was alone in darkness. And when God was alone, he had to find work to better his life, to have his, to create things to be able to better his life. And if he didn't do that, he would be in complete misery, with nothing, with no food, with no light, with no actual purpose to living, if he couldn't do anything. So he had to do something about it. And that's where perseverance, faith, belief, strength, and courage comes into play. And that's why the Bible teaches that. And God had all of those things combined. And he wasn't afraid. He did not worry. He just did something about it. God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. God saw that the light was good. God separated the light from the darkness, calling the light day and the darkness night. And there was evening and morning, the first day. So he took action, and there became morning and night within the first day, right? It's like what would happen to us if we didn't take any action on our life? We would be stagnant, and we wouldn't be creating anything. We wouldn't be creating any type of future for ourselves. But we would die with nothing. We would just be completely dumb and gone. And that's not what we're here for. We're here to work. We're here to do something about it. And God gives and establishes people with work into their hands in all different types of ways. It's just understanding what yours is and sticking to it, no matter what the world tells you. Okay? Listen to instructions with what you are in with people, but also be very careful and ponder upon what certain people tell you. Then God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters to divide the waters." And so what it was, God made the firmament, dividing the waters that were below the firmament from those that were above it. God called the firmament heaven, and there was evening into morning the second day. And what this really means, a firmament is basically the structure above the atmosphere of Earth, conceived as a vast solid dome. According to Genesis, according to the personal Genesis creation narrative, God created the firmament to separate the waters above the earth from the waters below the earth. So basically what that means is that God commanded the waters to come together as one so he could have dry land, in which that was called earth. And then water just basically became the seas. It is known as seas. So the creation of plant life. Then God said, "Let the waters below the heavens be gathered into one place, and to let the dry land appear." And so it was. God called the dry land earth, and the assembled waters seas. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let the earth bring forth vegetation, seed-bearing plants and all kinds of fruit trees that bear fruit containing their seed." And so it was. The earth brought forth vegetation, every kind of seed-bearing plant, and all kinds of trees that bear fruits containing their seed. God saw that it was good, and there was evening and morning the third day. So then God needed something to eat, right? So he vegetated seed-bearing plants in different kinds of fruits that contain their own specific seed to be grown, right? This became the third day of his own creation. Now, and God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of the heavens to separate day from night. Let them serve as signs, and for the fixing of seasons, days, and years. Let them serve as lights in the firmament of the heavens, to shed light upon the earth." So it was, God made the light to rule the day, and the smaller one to rule the night. And he made the stars. God set them in the firmament of the heavens to shed light upon the earth, to rule the day and the night, and to separate the light from the darkness. God saw that it was good, and there was evening and morning the fourth day around. So the light became greater and more important than the darkness. Darkness is a smaller light to rule the night, and it's the second most important thing that we need on earth, or that God created on earth. So they both rule, but light rules over darkness. Creation of living creatures. Then God said, "Let the waters abound with life. And above the earth, let winged creatures fly below the firmament of the heavens." And so it was. God created the great sea monsters, all kinds of living, swimming creatures with which the waters abound, and all kinds of winged birds. God saw that it was good, and God blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful, multiply, and fill the waters of the seas, and let the birds multiply on the earth." And there was evening and morning the fifth day around. So now God added winged birds, to fly below the waters, and sometimes to fly above the waters, which came to life. This all came to life. The winged creatures were given permission to fly below the firmament of the heavens. We have been given sea monsters to capture and to eat, to enjoy the presence, or to capture and eat, right, to keep ourselves alive, but then to also enjoy the presence of their nature and of the creation of himself. God said, "Let the earth bring forth all kinds of living creatures, cattle, crawling creatures, and wild animals." And so it was. God made all kinds of wild beasts, every kind of cattle, and every kind of creature crawling on the ground. And God saw that it was good. Creation of man. God said, "Let us make mankind." Well, actually, going back into that, what that means is that God made his decision to bestow blessings upon the creatures, primarily saying, "Be fruitful, multiply, and fill the waters of the seas, and let the birds multiply on earth," for the better of human beings as well. This is God's blessing unto them and us, so we can have food to keep our bodies properly replenished. So God said, "Let us make mankind in our image and likeness, and to let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, the birds of the air, the cattle, over all the wild animals, and every creature that crawls on earth." That crawls everywhere on the earth. We have dominion over it and over them. God created man in his image. God created me in his image. In the image of God, he created him. He created me. Male and female, he created them, just like you. God created you in his image. This is God's, from here, God brought before our eyes these crawling creatures, right? These cattle and wild animals, to give more meaning to his own creation. Makes him feel good to have creatures, his own people around him, animals. So he's surrounded by more so love, and he's surrounded by living things that he can encounter at any time. It just it gives way more meaning. But he was missing something very similar to himself, and that turned out to be his saying, "Let us make mankind in our image and likeness." He was missing something out of all of the creatures and all of the land and stuff like that, so he had to create man and woman. First he created man, and he's like, well, that man needs an accountability, or needs someone to be beside them to be able to live this life, so he made a woman, right? Adam and Eve. So he let them have the dominion over the fish. He lets us have the dominion over the fish of the sea, the birds of the air, the cattle, over all the wild animals, and every creature that crawls on the face of the earth, like I said. God has created male and female, right? It shows that God has supplied us with the resources that we personally need to make food for ourselves. So then God blessed them and said to them, "Be fruitful and multiply. Fill the earth and subdue it. Have dominion over the fish of the sea, the birds of the air, the cattle, and all the animals that crawl on the earth." God also said, "See, I give you every seed-bearing plant on the earth, and every tree which has seed-bearing fruit to be your own food. To every wild animal on the earth, to every bird of the air, and to every creature that crawls on the earth, and has the breath of life, just like you and I." "I give the green plants for food." And so it was. God saw that all he made, God saw that all he had made was very good, and there was evening and morning the sixth day. So all of these 6 days, he started off his first day with something creating something each day. And it all comes to now, to these days, the year of 2019. And this is what we have. This is what his creation has made. This is what his people have made. And that shows that God has supplied us with the resources that we personally need to make food for ourselves. We also have to conduct ourselves in putting in the work and getting the correct education to plant seeds and make food for ourselves, families, and even human beings upon the nations, all over the nation. We are given creatures to capture and to eat as our food to be able to eat and stay alive. God has given us all that we need as long as we are properly obeying his word. We shall obtain the proper knowledge to put into action, to have success within his earth. God made earth. He has just given us his blueprint, which is the Bible, of how to properly manage and become successful within his earth that he personally created for us. That is why he says, obey the Lord Jesus Christ, and he'll give you honors, riches. He'll add things onto your life. He'll give you everything that you need to be able to be successful. He'll give you everything that you need, but you need to put in your side of the work. He gives you it. Now you are brought into existence to work it in God's land. And that's why you work heartily for the Lord. Wherever He puts here that's good, then we can work that good and do good to produce good and to bear good fruit. And then that is where we have the Almighty, the first and the last, the Almighty and the Omega, come and save us from our lives as we obey Him. And it comes with first believing in Him, as then we take these next steps toward life and having a real relationship with Jesus Christ. And we'll get more into that. That's my message to you. Is that Jesus Christ has made the blueprint to life for you and I to live by. And that is how we have success. So, on that note, any questions that you personally have, comment down below, and I'm going to get to you. I'm going to personally message you, or I'm just going to message on there, like right in the comment section. Now, also, if you truly want to email me personally, you can email me, and my email is going to be down below. And we can talk in person if you would like. But overall, I'm asking you to subscribe to my channel and to click the notification bell so then you can properly get the right information that you need from me to be able to go on and live your life in a better way, or to learn more, or to learn something that you don't know. And if you know a lot of these things already, I'm asking you to stick around and to watch a video every day, because there may be something that you miss in your life, and it could be just this one small little thing it could be like this one small little seed that you could take and plant into yourself and plant into your life, and you can grow even more in this area, or this area, or that area. We are all never too good to learn about Jesus Christ and to learn His Word. So, stay tuned. Remember, rest on the Holy Sabbath day. Monday through Saturday, I'll have videos for you. Let's get it. Remember, set yourself a goal. Do your goal. Let's get it, bro, sisters, everybody. Just set yourself a goal, do your goal, and that's how we roll. Let's get it. Peace.